In this GlowShift gauges installation video, we'll be showing you how to install a GlowShift 7-color series transmission temperature gauge into your 2001 to 2006 Duramax. When you're ready, grab your tools and we'll meet you in the garage. For the purpose of this install, we'll be using a 2002 Duramax 6.6 liter to install our gauge. To properly install the transmission temperature sensor, a T-fitting will be needed and can be purchased through our website. For safety, disconnect the negative battery terminal before starting any work on the vehicle. To install the transmission temperature sensor, start by marking the location of the T-fitting on the transmission cooler feed line. Measure 1 7/8 inches from the first mark and make a second mark. This will represent the portion of the line that will be removed. Place a drain pan on the floor before removing the line. Use a pick to remove the retaining clip and pull the line out of the transmission, ensuring that any fluid drains into the pan. Using a pipe cutter with a new blade, begin cutting the line on the mark closest to the transmission. Once the line is cut, begin cutting the second mark on the line. After both portions of the line have been cut, use a deburring tool to deburr both ends of the line. Use an emery cloth to smooth any sharp edges. Place one side of the fitting onto the line, followed by the cutting ring. Place the T-fitting onto the line, followed by the second cutting ring and end cap, and tighten using a 24mm and 26mm wrench. Place the line back into the transmission and reinsert the retaining clip. Apply Teflon tape to the transmission sensor and place it into the T-fitting. Tighten the sensor using a 14mm wrench and reposition the T-fitting to allow for easy installation of the wiring. Attach the female silver connector and the longer rubber cover to one end of the green wire from the gauge wiring harness and connect to the white wire from the sensor. Then, attach the male silver connector and short rubber cover to the end of the black wire from the gauge wiring harness and connect the black wire from the sensor. Run both wires from the temperature sensor to the engine bay. Crimp an eyelet connector to the black ground wire from the sensor and attach it to a reliable grounding source in the engine bay. Run the green wire from the temperature sensor through the firewall and to the pod location. Feed the power harness through the pod and use a butt connector to crimp the green wire from the sensor to the green wire from the harness. Plug the power harness into the gauge and place the gauge into the pod. Attach the pod to the pillar and run the remaining wires from the power harness to the fuse box location. For this installation, we'll be powering the gauges using expandable circuits, which can be purchased through our website. Locate a fuse that receives constant 12-volt power. Remove the fuse and place it into the first expandable circuit. Place the expandable circuit into the fuse's location in the fuse box. Connect the yellow wire from the gauge pod to the expandable circuit using the wire connector on the circuit. Locate a fuse that receives 12-volt power when the ignition is turned on and remove the fuse. Place the fuse into the second expandable circuit and place the circuit into the fuse's location in the fuse box. Insert the red wire from the gauge pod into the open end of the wire connector on the circuit and crimp. Locate a clean, reliable grounding source and attach the ring terminal on the black wire from the gauge pod. To enable the dimming features on the gauges, remove any panels necessary for gaining access to the headlight switch wiring. Locate a wire that receives power when the headlights are turned on and attach a wire connector. Attach a wire connector to the end of the orange wire from the gauge pod and insert it into the connector on the headlight wire. Reinstall any panels that were removed. Reconnect the negative terminal on the battery and verify that all wiring is correct. Power your gauge to ensure that everything is working properly by starting the vehicle. Check the level of the transmission fluid and add any fluid necessary for the fluid to return to the designated level. While the vehicle is running, cycle through the gears to help the fluid completely fill the transmission and recheck the fluid level. You've now successfully installed your GlowShift 7-Color Series transmission temperature gauge into your truck. If you have any questions, concerns, or comments, please contact us at 1-888-GS-GAUGE, and we'll see you on the road.